When I was a kid, it was this little market that my mom and dad used to go to a lot. They had all different types of food in there, and it came to my attention, I want to cook this. This is what I want to try to cook. These are the things that I want to learn to cook. So as I got older, I started doing my own cooking, experimenting with different things, and almost everything I cooked have became a hit. If someone came to me and asked me, what peach cobbler should I fix? Of course, I would tell them the simple peach cobbler, which we just made here on the show, because it is simple, it's easy, it's delicious. You don't need a lot of ingredients. And you get your store-bought crust, you put it all together, put it in the oven, and you're basically done. Hi guys, welcome to MealTime. I'm glad you could join me today. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple peach cobbler. We're going to get the peaches and everything out the fridge. Get our peaches. Let me get my butter and I'll tell you guys what we're using. Okay, the first thing we'll be starting with is 2 cans of peaches. And what we're going to do is we're going to put them inside the skillet. So I'm going to take 1 whole can first. And I use all that juice, but the second can, I'm not going to use that juice. So I'll take that and we'll pour that inside this can. Okay. Because you don't need that juice, because we're going to have other ingredients in here that's going to make juice as well. So that's 2 cans of peach cobbler, 2 cans of peaches, sorry, I'm making peach cobbler. And we're going to use a whole stick of butter. I'm just going to set that right in there. Let me get my spoon. We're going to use 4 ounces of milk, evaporated milk. So let's move that. I don't think I need this. Okay, we're going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of cornstarch. And this is because it brings all the juices together and it makes it like a caramelized flavor. Once everything gets done, that cornstarch holds everything together. And in here I have a 1/2 teaspoon of allspice and a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, which is going in here as well. Now we're getting ready to put in the 1/2 cup of sugar and the 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Now I think a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of white sugar is plenty. I think that is sweet enough. But if you like yours sweeter, you can always taste this and you can determine on how sweet you want your peach cobbler. But you do have to stir this. And we're ready to put in the 1/2 cup of brown sugar as well. And then we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and we're going to let this cook for a minute, and you'll see as it starts to thicken, then we'll put it in the pie crust. This is so simple, and I love doing this peach cobbler because a lot of times I cook a whole bunch of meals and desserts, but when I'm really on a rush, when I really have to rush, this is the peach cobbler that I would prefer someone to do, and it is so delicious. It's awesome. So we just have to stir this around. Okay guys, I'm getting ready to go to break. I'll be right here when you get back. what inspired me to make this peach cobbler was, this is the first peach cobbler that I made when I was 17 years old. And this peach cobbler was so simple, and then it's delicious, so it done became a hit on holidays and certain occasions. So that's what inspired me to make this simple peach cobbler. Welcome back, guys. Now the butter is completely melted, but I'm gonna continue to let this set, because what's gonna happen is it's just gonna get thicker. Okay, so I'm gonna continue to let this set, and then we're gonna go down here and I'm gonna show you how to do the crust. Okay. Now what I have here is already pre-prepared pie crust. 2 of them come in a box. So I have 2, and then I also had used another one, a half of one, and I'm gonna show you guys that when we go back down that end. But let's do the crust. And what you wanna do is, you just wanna unroll it. I mean, you don't have to roll this, you don't have to do anything. It's all ready to go. So what you wanna do is just place it in your pan, your glass dish, whatever it is that you're cooking your peach cobbler in. And we're just gonna take and we're gonna stick it up against the glass. I try not to throw any of my crust away. I love my peach cobbler with that crust. I love a lot of crust in my peach cobbler. So we're just gonna make sure we're holding that up on the edges. And then we're gonna go down here and we're gonna put the peaches inside. So let's come down this end. I'm gonna use this because it's gonna be a little hot. Oh, I almost forgot, guys. We need a half a teaspoon of vanilla. See, I forget too, but if you ever forget something, don't worry about it. It's never too late to put it in. Never. So there we go. The half a teaspoon of vanilla. That's why I have to line stuff up. That way, if I forget it at that particular time, you can look over and you'll see that you didn't use it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is turn this off. And you need a strainer. Try to have a strainer when you're doing peach cobbler, because one thing you don't want to do is take the peaches and pour it in. You want to drain your juice, okay? Let's get the juice out of here first. So I'm just going to take it. We're just going to just place it in its shell just like this. And the ingredients that I use with the sugar, the butter, and everything, you should try it just as I told you, and then you can determine if it's not sweet enough, because this juice right here, you can taste that. And I have been making this for so long, so I finally came up with the right ingredients and the right measurements for this easy peach cobbler. Simple peach cobbler. I'm gonna get all these peaches in here. So I'm gonna stop right there, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour a little juice. Now that's just halfway. I'm just gonna pour a little juice. And while I'm doing that, I'm ready to show you how to get the doughy effect. I mean, if you eat peach cobbler a lot, you know it has this like this kind of doughy in the center of it. So since this is not homemade crust or anything, and we're using store-bought crust, we're getting ready to get this as close to homemade as possible. Okay, so this is also dough. It's pie crust. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take it. I'm just dropping it in here. You can use as much or as little as you would like. And like I said, I love crust, so I overdo it sometimes. So we're just gonna put little pieces in here, and it'll cook right along with the hot juices and the peaches, and everything will come out just fine. So I'm going to stir this, and then we're going to top some more peaches on here. Okay, so let me set this back on here. So now we're going to take and we're going to put some more peaches. Just set it on top. So we're going to use all these peaches because it's just 2 cans. And the size that I use is a large can of peaches. It was like, I think on the can it says like 1 pound of peaches. Okay, now I got all these peaches out of here. Now we're getting ready to do some juice. Let me get the last one. I want all my peaches. I leave nothing. Okay. So now we get ready to pour juice. Now you're not going to use all this, but you do want it to cover the peaches. Okay. Look at that. And that juice is going to turn into like a caramelized color, and it's going to be awesome. But I'm not done. I still want some more dough. So I'm putting some more in here. Well guys, we're getting ready to go to commercial. I'll be right back. Welcome back guys. Okay, we are almost finished here. What I'm doing is doing the last little bit of crust so we can get the doughy effect. So what we're getting ready to do now is we're going to stir this. You have to stir it to get it all mixed up, and you want that dough setting down in the juice. So just stir it. Don't worry if you split your crust at the bottom or anything. You don't need to worry about that. Everything is still going to turn out just fine. Okay, so what we're getting ready to do next is we're getting ready to get the top layer. So we can go ahead and close that in. Oh, I think you wanted it back over here. Okay. So now we're getting ready to close in the Peach Cobbler. And I'm telling you, you are going to love this dessert. This is awesome. You probably got a better idea than me on getting this crust out of this bag. Because I sure haven't figured out a good one yet. Okay. It'll come out eventually. It's coming. Oh, okay. There we go. So we're gonna do the same thing, only this one is going on top. The same way we did the bottom. How you gonna do is just lay it on there just like that. And this crust right here that is hanging over, what you want to do, just take it, fold it down, and close it. That's it. And a little juice on my hands. Just close it in and don't worry about the juice or anything. Just close it in. See, I have a little juice coming out on top, but that's fine. That is just fine. Now I'm gonna get my knife and I'm gonna show you how I do my designs, which is not anything spectacular or anything. I just like, you know, doing designs. So what we're gonna do is, just gonna just take a knife and just go across it. Just like that. Just simple, right? We're gonna come down the other way. And what I do is I put this in the oven. I put my peach cobbler in the oven for about 40 minutes. I do 40 minutes, and I put it in the oven for 20 minutes on 350. And then what I do the last 20 minutes is I put aluminum foil on top of the burner above it, and you know, they keep it nice and golden brown. So, oh, and you can also, I'm out of cinnamon, but what I want to tell you guys is take cinnamon and sprinkle it on top, okay? So right now, I'm getting ready to place this in the oven, and I'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. I am getting ready to take the peach cobbler out the oven, and we're getting ready to see how it's looking. Okay. Now, when you take your peach cobbler out the oven, please allow it to set at least about 30 minutes. That way you'll get that caramelized color, and your peach cobbler, the juice won't be running everywhere, okay? So you want everything holding together. So let me grab a spoon. And you know, and I love peach cobbler. I mean, you can have your peach cobbler with coffee or anything you want, but I love mine with ice cream. So let me get the ice cream. Okay. Okay, so are you ready to see how this looks? And I don't cut mine neatly. This is peach cobbler here. This is peach cobbler, guys. This is not a pie nor a cake. Look at that. Look at that. See, that's what I was talking about right there. You see the effect that I was talking about. So that looks just so homemade. Okay, so I'm gonna set this right here, and then I'm gonna get my ice cream scooper, and we're gonna put some ice cream on the side of this. And that's what you call ready to go, guys. Ready to go. Okay, guys, we're all done here. Now it's time for you to prepare your meal. Delicious. It's delicious.